Hi, this is Phil and Tricia from SkiTalk.com, and let's talk Leki. Leki's been around for a number of years. You've seen them everywhere in the hill, from World Cup to free ride, and their poles have been fantastic. Their gloves are great, and we're going to talk about how these two items integrate together with their 3D trigger system. So we're going to start off by talking about Leki's poles. Watch any World Cup race and you're going to see their World Cup pole on there. One of the reasons that we see this pole is the durability and longevity of their poles, and I'll jokingly say that I really believe this pole has a spot on the periodic tables because the pole has a half-life. I mean, it just lasts forever. And Trish, you've been using two variations of this pole. Tell us your experiences.
So initially, when I got the poles, I didn't have the gloves, so I used the straps that come with the poles, which is really nice. And when I first started to use them, I was working at a ski shop and I sold a set to a doctor. And he liked the idea because he couldn't afford, he was a surgeon and he couldn't afford to damage his wrists or his hands. And he liked the fact that in a critical situation skiing that it would come released, but otherwise it was pretty well attached. So the way that the pole works is you have a loop, and I'm going to show you the glove. The glove has a loop. And you click it in and you hear the snap. Actually, hand me the pink one right now. So you hear the snap, you can hear the click. And then when you want to release, you just push down on the tab and it comes up.
That's simple.
That's simple.
Now the 3D that they've integrated in these recent years actually works in a multitude of angles of coming out, so it does add an additional level of safety.
Yes.
On my side, on the men's side, I've been riding the Carbon 14 3D pole, which has a very low swing weight, and that pole's worked really well. But there's also times that I'll take out the Vario Spitfire here, and what that does is it has the level of adjustability, so I can change the lengths pretty much on the fly. So there are days, maybe in a powder day, where I might put on the powder baskets and I might want a little bit longer of a pole for those deeper conditions, and you do have that level of adjustability. The other thing that I do like about the Spitfire is this soft grip, and it reacts with the glove really nicely. I think they did a beautiful job with that grip design.
One of the things that I like to bring up is you can absolutely use the strap that comes with them, but you're really missing out if you don't try the gloves or the mittens. The first few pair that I got, I quickly fell in love and I ended up getting more and more. I had 4 pair of Leki gloves and or mittens, and I loaned a pair to a friend of mine for spring skiing this past year, and I didn't get them back because she loved them so much, and I told her go ahead and keep them. But that would be the Lightning, which is what Phil has here for the spring glove. But it goes from the spring glove all the way up to the absolute warmest. This is a Primaloft lined, really warm mitten. My hands run cold, and I have not used any chemical heat packs since I got these mittens. They're really, really amazing to use.
People, again, are familiar with Leki and they think, oh, they make gloves or they just offer gloves. It's not the case. Their glove quality is on par with their poles, and I would say on par with any other glove that is out there on the market. So if you have an affinity for a glove, a particular brand, again, we know the popular brands that are out there that have great reputations. I'll put this Leki glove up against any of those gloves for warmth and also build quality. I mean, these gloves are super. I've got a couple of examples of gloves that I basically have built up as a quiver of gloves. And Tricia mentioned as far as the Lightning glove, which is a really nice spring glove. They did a beautiful job with that glove. My 2 main gloves, it really depends on what I'm going to be out there doing, and that is going to be the Copper 3D Pro and also the Lobster, the Copper Lobster. Try to say that 4 times fast. And then again, you do have your finger stalls here that are in the main compartment here, but again, the dexterity of this glove is exceptional. And again, working with the pole, just click in, everything's right there. To get out, just twist out like that. The integration is exceptional. So, and then for the colder days, I also am running a Griffin mitt too.
So he has the Griffin mitt. This is the women's version of the Griffin mitt. And on my typical days, this would be what I wear. On super cold days, it's the Glace, they call this, Glace mitt. And then I also have the Griffin glove. So these are my three primary gloves and mittens that I use. And it's only rarely that I would need to use the strap with my alternate spring glove.
Yeah. And as far as for the people that, again, you're adamant on using that glove, and I'm going to try and talk you out of that too in that process. Leki does also offer a couple of straps that come with them. And this is the lightweight strap, which actually has very good ventilation and a really broad expanse as far as holding that glove and that hand on the pole, and also their traditional strap that you might see some racers using on that one that has to be adjusted every time that you take the glove on and off, where you become a bit of, you're bringing out your inner Derek Jeter when he's adjusting his glove every time at every at bat that you have to do with this. But I will say, and this is going to be a two-prong coming out as far as these next comments, and that is going to be one to you as a consumer, and the second part is we're going to be talking to anybody that works in the shop that has these poles and gloves.
Absolutely.
So as the consumer, if you're thinking about getting a new pole or thinking about getting a new glove, when you go into a shop, please consider going to this option and this system. It works tremendously well, and we really suggest it. You're going to spend $100 and some for a pole. You're going to spend whatever for your glove. Again, full price range there, but you're going to get a system that works stellar. Now, Trish, why don't you speak to the person that's on the retail floor?
So to the person that's on the retail floor, if you've got somebody coming into a shop to shop for a pole, no matter what pole it is, you shouldn't be shopping for a pole without them having a glove or a mitten on their hand anyway, because that's how they're going to use the pole. Yeah. So the first thing you want to do, you walk over to the Leki, you walk over to the glove or the mitten of choice, and you have the person put it on. And then you show them and you demonstrate how it works. The minute they feel that pole and that grip with that glove, you've just changed your sale.
Yeah. And the same thing on the flip side. If they're coming in for a glove, show them a Leki pole. I mean, the way that these new gloves are and the quality of these gloves, to show them how this works here and then to show them how that works with the pole, you have an opportunity of an additional sale. And again, let me rephrase how I say that. What you're doing is you're not selling them this system, but you're helping them buy it, and you're exposing this system to them and letting them know that they're aware that there is such a great integration out there.
And especially with the new 3D, the way that it releases on different angles, it's just such a safety factor. And like I said, when I was talking about the surgeon, the minute I showed him the pole and showed him how it released, he was sold. He will never have another ski pole that's not a Leki.
Yeah. So it really comes down to, in the end,
skiing is fun.
And so is spending money.
If you enjoyed this informative video, hit that bell, subscribe so that you'll stay up to date on the new videos, and check out SkiTalk.com for more ski-related content.
Also, please follow SkiTalk.com on all of your social media channels. No basil was planted during the production of this video.